Hey, you guys, welcome to Regardless. I am so excited to have you here. Regardless is the go-to hub for tips and tools to keep you going, babe, reminding you that you've got this. One of the reasons why we're here, this is really funny.
Yeah.
So I actually matched with the founder of Melrose Podcasts on Hinge, and this was like right after my first time being on Hinge post breakup. So this is like a big moment for me.
Yeah.
And Aaron, you're gonna appreciate this. Ari and I matched. I'm like, whoa, like he's the founder of Melrose Podcast. Like I've been manifesting wanting to move to New York. And like I thought he was like super cute and I did want to meet him, but I'm also like, this is also great that he owns Melrose Podcast because like he gets podcasters. And so we match and then he asked me out and I'm like, oh, like I'm not free until May.
Literally, yeah, it was so long.
So long. And he's like, well, why are you on Hinge then? And I'm like, you know what? Great point. Like,
Right.
okay,
It's
why
like
am I
LinkedIn
on
Yeah,
Hinge?
why are you putting yourself out there to date when you're like, oh, that sounds great, but I'm not available for another maybe 8 weeks?
Like,
it's like what's
She's
the
manifesting.
point? Yeah.
She's manifesting it.
Exactly.
But you really appreciated that. Like that says a lot. Like he just called it, and you're absolutely right. You're completely correct. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, so I was
I'm
like,
you're
you're right.
not ready.
You know what? I really think you're dope, but like I think I'm gonna exit away from Hinge. And so
Yeah.
I stopped, but we became friends.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
And now we follow each other on Instagram. And he's like, Sky, like, feel free to record in my studio.
Love
and so
that.
here we are. Thank you, Ari.
Shout
Melrose.
out Ari.
Melrose Podcast. We love you. And Aaron, thank you.
Yes.
Anyways, I had to give them a shout out. So
Absolutely.
grateful that Melrose Podcast is providing this space for us to record with you. And Emmie, oh my goodness, like Instagram crush, saw the movement that she's creating. And I'm just
amazing.
like her speaking engagements and how she's creating impact through voice and through confidence and
And
manifestation.
at 24, right? That's
Yep.
young. So
Yeah.
you're doing it, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it. From both of you, from both mother-daughter standpoint, it means more than you'll ever know.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more. First of all, Emmie Levy, she's incredible. She is the founder of the Emmie Effect. And my mom and I are so excited on our New York trip, really just to get a couple of minutes
Yeah.
to sit down with you.
Absolutely. I can't wait to tell you everything.
I love it. So share with us, like what did your journey look like? Like what was the catalyst to creating the Emmie Effect?
Sure. So, hi, everyone listening or watching, or because look how beautiful we look on the camera. My name is Emmie Levy. I am the founder of the Emmie Effect. I am a confidence and manifesting coach for children and young adults, helping them boost their inner confidence and manifest their dreams, just as I did my own dreams of dancing in the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show alongside Usher.
Like,
Yeah.
Wow, girl.
Thank you.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes, I am a very big believer in when you put positive energy out there, it will come back to you full force. And besides the Super Bowl, the Emmie Effect really has been my whole life. I mean, I titled it the Emmie Effect because it's my effect on the world. And just to go back a little bit, when I was in high school, a friend and I had a small business. We made these little string bracelets, and the proceeds went to teen suicide prevention organizations. And it wasn't until after college that I really understood the importance of confidence, self-worth, self-esteem, everything in that wheelhouse, and how that is essential in manifesting your dreams, your goals, your desires, whatever it is that you want to create into your life. So I thought about my effect on my friends, on my family, on strangers that I smile at, on my new friends like you guys, and started this Emmie Effect program to take my gift that I have and put it out there in the world, but more specifically for children and young adults.
Wow. Was there like a defining moment for you that you realized confidence was what it took? Like, did you have an experience in your life that made you feel like you wanted to, I don't know, share this wisdom, let alone be an impact on people, let alone, I mean, it clearly seems like even just by virtue of you having the suicide, like having that donation for teen suicide, like you had something in you
Yeah.
that felt compelled.
Mm-hmm.
What What was that? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, so I grew up on Long Island. I went to college at SUNY Oneonta, upstate New York, very small school, and went there for education. My mom was a teacher. My aunts are teachers. I thought that was the path I was
Yeah.
destined to go down. Okay, I see what they're doing. They're making an impact on young kids. It's my turn. I went through the entire education program. I student taught during COVID. And that was very different than what I thought student teaching would look like. It was very different what I thought it would look like. Everyone was in a mask, the students, the teachers. It was so not creatively stimulating enough for me, where I remember going into my mom's classroom when she taught first grade and seeing the literal physical smile on people's faces and the content that was being taught. It just felt very different than what I was doing.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it clicked something in my head where I was like, okay, I want to teach kids.
Yeah.
I want to be a teacher of some sort, but maybe it's just not in this environment. And it took a lot of confidence for me to realize I thought my entire high school to college career was headed towards teaching in a school system. And it took a lot of confidence for me to do that inner work and realize, okay, maybe this is not your path. Everything's going to be okay in the end, but we're going to figure it out,
Yeah.
regardless of what the decisions I make throughout my life.
It's super
Yeah.
hard when like you're in those moments of like, oh my gosh, I'm not where I thought I was going to be. And that's
Right.
something that I've been, as my mom knows, I've been dealing with a lot, even though it's like, okay, I know that I'm living in my purpose right now, but sometimes getting to like finding what your purpose is like really scary and muddy and it doesn't feel good all the time. But I really admire the fact that you were able to pivot
Thank you.
regardless of it not being what like pure education looked like to you or society or your parents or
Right.
how you were raised.
Right.
Like you're still educating, but it's through a lens that's like very in alignment to who you are and your purpose. And it takes confidence to freaking step into the fire of the unknown. And like, I think what you're saying about like this effect is something that I know my mom and I can really relate to. Like my mom growing up, like just how you are in the world. Like she's literally best friends with every single person at like Vaughn's, which is like our grocery store.
Yep.
And like my brother growing up would be like, Mom, can you just shut up? Like you don't have to be
Tone
friends
it
with
down.
everyone.
You have to talk to everyone. Yeah, but I mean, the honest truth is, I think in life, and I love this about you, is you found your sweet spot of even just sharing your energy, being able to go, ooh, how can I pull that out in other people? Because it's like humans just want to be seen, acknowledged. And I think everybody has something to share. And so your ability to just shine that out and want to really pull it out in others it's key. And I think we have to be responsible for that energy we bring into the room regardless. And I guess with like kind of manifesting, literally it's like you've got to realize, am I being in alignment with that energy that I want to cultivate? Because the effect is, what's the effect that you have on people? You're a light. As soon as we came out of the taxi, you were like, hi.
Thank
That
you.
is so, it's infectious.
Yes. And first of all, thank you. You have such a soothing voice. I could listen to you talk all day long. It's important to me. No, you could
You
be.
did need that this
You
morning.
could be like on one of those like meditating apps that I would play before I go to sleep.
Headspace?
Yeah, like a calm sponsor.
Yeah.
I think it's really important the way that you show up in the world, and with energy. When you put positive energy out there, it'll come back to you. But it's the same with negative energy. And people don't realize that when you put negative energy out there, it'll come back to you. And people will be like, wait, why did that happen? Now I'm in a bad headspace. Now I'm upset, presenting even more negative energy. So a goal of mine that I have is to really help people flip that mindset to focus on the good, focus on the things that you're grateful for, the things that can make you have a smile on your face. So thank you for saying that, because it means a lot. It's who I am, and I love that we literally just met. So it means a lot that you saw that in me.
And I love what else is that you're working with adolescents and young adults.
Yes.
Okay. And that holds a special place in my heart as well. But it's like, I think a lot of times with these young, I would imagine with teenagers and adolescents, like the majority of their their experience or, let's say, support they're getting from our parents, educators, coaches, peers. And here's this light that's coming in, and you're seeing their greatness. Like, you know that exists potentially within them. But having that ability to go, look, I want to teach you this. How do you do that to bring that out?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess, like, part of me, I'm thinking, like, the youth, like, it kind of weighs heavy on my heart because I feel like the world is so fast-paced. There's so much noise. And here you are wanting to teach them about gratitude and find that light.
Yep.
How do you do that with
Even
them?
for 20-something, like
Yes.
our audience.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
it's
gosh,
all in one.
immensely.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
I do say, so while my main focus is children and young adults,
Yeah.
I always say confidence doesn't have an age limit.
No way.
Confidence doesn't stop at any certain age. It's important throughout your life. And almost as you get older, you face more challenges that you'll need that inner confidence to be able to not only overcome it, but with teaching the children and young adults, I have an Emmy Effect workshop that I do. It's 90 minutes. I share my story at the beginning, how I kind of have come to the place where I am, and share with these children and young adults, you can do anything that you put your mind to. And at first they're like, okay, like, yes, there are kids that are skeptical and they're like, what do you mean? Like, put
Well,
your
they hear it.
Right.
Right? Over and over. You can be
Yep.
what you want. But
And
how,
then-
right?
That's the same with manifestation and confidence. Like, these are buzzwords and
Yes.
keywords that we hear
Yeah.
all the time. And honestly, I get annoyed sometimes. But it's like, I think what's so wonderful about us sitting down, it's like, what does it actually mean?
Yep. Yes.
And how do you actually implement that into your life, especially when it's not a Super Bowl moment.
Yep.
Especially when it's like behind the scenes of you alone in your room, crying, being like, I'm not making money what I'm doing. Like, it's the moments of like the actual SOS.
Yes.
You know?
the challenges, the
Yeah.
problem, the darkest
The
times.
darkest times.
Yes. So with my program, while I do share the whole you can do it,
Yeah.
I also have a visual that goes along with it. And that is the relatable piece where they're like, oh, wait a second. She made her dreams come true, even though she went through, like you said, SOS moments, or maybe moments of, with the whole Super Bowl story, just to share a small snippet, I watched the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show with Rihanna, with her dancers. It was
Incredible.
wonderful.
My favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
And I remember watching it and thought to myself, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to dance at the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. I emailed and did research on anyone I could that had anything to do with the Super Bowl, the teams that were playing, the coach of the teams, and nobody emailed me back. February of 2023 to December of 2023. And there were, using your words, SOS moments where I was like, what?
Why?
Like
Like,
what?
what? Yeah, just
when
respond.
is anyone going to respond
Yeah.
to me? But I wanted it so bad, and I wanted it to become a reality, a dream to reality that I didn't give up. So showing in my workshops these moments of perseverance and truly, I like to say, being where your feet are and living in the moment, that you can really make your dreams a reality. So I do show the visual presentation of it, and you see the young adults in the room, everyone's jaw drops, and they're like, wait, this is real. This is actually happening.
Holy crap. It's so cool because this is literally the essence of regardless. And like, in order to be like a regardless girl, in order to be real, confident, purpose-driven, unshakable, it's really about knowing yourself, which you know who you are, you know what you want. But the key to it is really like living that truth. Like, are you showing up and are you living in alignment with who you are? And honestly, how you get to your dreams is like, regardless of what shows up, regardless of not getting a response, regardless of rejection, when anything is happening around you, you continued to show up every single day and like to actually take the actions to drive that dream and that goal. Because I think what we see a lot is like on social media, you know, influencers and people will be like, I just like manifested it. And it seems super passive, but it takes like, my mom and I were just talking this, like grit. It takes perseverance to be on the Super Bowl, to have the Emmy effect, to be going to workshops, to be sitting in this podcast room together. Like, it is not glamorous.
No, it's not.
No, yeah. And it's being that girl. Like you had the vision of
Yes.
being that girl on stage.
Yeah.
And so you held that vision, but you kept getting all these blocks, like no response.
Yes.
Maybe the self-doubt. Then you started going,
Oh, yeah.
Mike, am I being insane about this dream?
Yep.
But you probably allowed yourself, I would imagine, to just work through that, embrace that, but hold that vision, be that
Yep.
girl,
Yeah.
and it starts coming. And it happened.
Yep. And to share another little story.
Yes.
So, like you're saying, manifesting comes with action.
Yes.
It's not just the what if thought, it comes with action. And this March, so last month, I ran the New York City Half Marathon. I am not a runner. I mean, now I guess I am. But
Yeah.
from before the half marathon, my entire life, I don't run. That's not me. I used to purposely tell my mom I don't want to go to gym class today because they are going to make us run around.
Oh, I hated
the
that.
track.
Yep.
I hated it. I purposely wore like the UGG boots because I
it.
didn't want to do it. I told myself I wanted to challenge myself physically and mentally this year. Didn't know how, didn't know when. And there was the lottery for the half marathon that you apply for.
Okay.
And it was the very last day that you could apply for this lottery. And I thought to myself, all right, you never know what happens. They ask you for like your estimated time, how far you can run. I didn't know any of this information due to the fact that I'm not a runner. I put in 5 hours was my estimated time, didn't know, submitted it. And I thought to myself, okay, universe, if there's a reason that I'm meant to do this, that it will impact me in a positive way, it'll come back to me. And I got the email back. It said, congratulations, you're running in the New York City Half Marathon.
Whoa.
I did scream in both excitement and fear at the same time because
You have to
13.1 miles
you
is
have to do
long. But it was almost like, okay, now you have to. And even though it was a have to, it was also I want to. And putting that manifesting mindset that I pretty much kind of created this as my reality, I needed that grit to be able to train and be able to figure out how I was going to do this. And thankfully I did, and I completed the half marathon and could not be more proud of myself, but it was because I believe in myself.
Yeah, and I think you have a comfort level. This is a weird thing to say, but almost like a positive a comfortable relationship with uncertainty.
Yes.
A lot of people don't. Like I always say, if I could come up with a secret sauce or solution for managing uncertainty, I think we'd be like
Fine.
very, very,
Yep.
very
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the number one things that does cause emotional pain, people getting paralyzed, panicked, anxiety, depression, that all creates the mental health issues about like, how do I manage and deal with uncertainty? How do I face this? And I'm hearing this from you, and you were like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. So there's something about you feeling okay or having a pretty nice relationship with uncertainty, the unknown.
Yeah.
What do you do in those moments when it's not working out or you're feeling stuck down? You're not sure you're on the right path.
Yeah. So there are a ton of those moments in my life. As much as I'm smiley and sunshiny and everything's amazing, there are times where I'm like, oh my God, what is going to happen next? I have no idea. I'm a very big advocate on journaling. I love to write things down. I think it's so important for your growth when you look back on what you were writing down months and months ago, where you're like, I don't know where my life is headed, and I don't know what direction I'm going to go down. I'm almost at like a split road where if I go one way, my life could be something, and if I go the other way, my life could be something. And when I really write it down and think about how I was feeling in those moments where there was uncertainty, but I was able to come out on the other side of it a better and more grown version of myself.
Love it. And I think that's what it is. It's like, you know what you want. You see that vision up front, and then you're paying attention to the thoughts that are going on, the narrative, the storyline. You journal about that, which I think is a beautiful tip and something people should do. And then you're recognizing, like, based off of facing the uncertainty, you're feeling maybe some fear, feeling the self-doubt. You're realizing those emotions are surfacing. So it is the thoughts and the emotions, and then processing through that, not getting necessarily stuck in those moments where you feel like it's a trap, but you've worked through it. And then the journaling, you can go back and see, this is where I was. Is this like in alignment with that vision or where I want to be?
Yeah.
So I love that. I love the journaling piece of it. So huge.
Thank
but
you.
I love that you incorporate the vision, the thoughts, your feelings, and then go do it. Go act.
Yes.
Go be that girl.
Yeah. I love to turn, like you were saying with the self-doubt, I take self-doubt, I turn it to self-love. I can't do something. I am worthy of something. And flipping the narrative.
That's it.
I think this like concept of like two roads is really interesting, and I think this is something us 20-somethings face on a day-to-day basis. And this keeps me up at night sometimes, where it's like, okay, well, I could have stayed in corporate, and if I really put all of my eggs into that basket, I could have been very successfully like successful and in what that means for corporate and like stable. And like, no, I chose a different route.
Or the universe chose it for you.
Yeah. Or the universe chose it for
Everything,
me.
I always say everything happens for a reason.
Totally.
Even if you don't know in that very moment what it is, like because you made that pivot, yes. Will it be a little bit of a bumpier road? Yes. But it'll work out in the end.
It's also really interesting. I don't think manifestation is linear, and I think
No.
it's really
Oh,
messy.
No. Oh, yeah.
Like, even thinking about everything, I think even if you say something out loud, like, I'm not happy, or I just want to be doing this full time, like, even if it's like whispers to the universe, like, universe, God, source, like, hears those whispers.
Yeah.
And you know, this journey from leaping from, you know, traditional, you know, working in education to now being an entrepreneur or corporate to regardless, like, it is so messy. And so I think I really just want to educate our audience that, like, look, manifestation is not something that's like, look me, like, I'm so pretty, I manifested this, like, I just did my nails and like, here I am. Like, that's not what it is. And it's gonna feel yucky, it's gonna feel messy, but how you manifest really comes from the moments of, like, literally kind of like you versus you, like, we're gonna do this. This is painful, it's scary, but like, you're gonna go run the half marathon.
Yeah, but also, how do you get out of your way?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're conspiring, let's say, with something greater than us, right? You're conspiring with the universe, and we sometimes think, like, what did I do that's causing, you know, this breakup, or causing I got fired, or, you know, some of the things you were facing, or just feeling like, oh, am I on the right path? I'm feeling really insecure about this. Sometimes we just kind of got to get out of our own way.
You have to like feel through it a little bit.
1,000%. And that's why I feel like manifestation isn't just about thinking your way through it. It's about really seeing that vision, but feeling it's here.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe in it, it's not gonna happen.
And you will have those moments of self-doubt, but sometimes that's the calling to pull you in to go, ooh, this I got to work through this.
Or like a spiritual assignment. I think it's like source being like, okay, we're going to give you this assignment. Are you capable of getting through it? Like, what are you going to learn from this? And like, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
It's super sick. Even thinking about like us being here, like, you could say that I manifested this.
Right.
Which is like, I guess kind of, but it's taken
you did.
tons of work.
But it's the vision, right?
You could envision yourself being here, and there were things that you did that you may have not have known that it was going to lead you here, but all of your actions up until now did. You just stay true to yourself.
Yeah. How do you keep your infectious energy, even when you feel like shit?
Well, there are can I curse?
Of
There are
course,
times
dude.
where I do feel like shit. Crying is my favorite. It's the most cathartic thing on the planet. I love to cry
I just
all the
did
time.
that this morning.
Yeah, it's awesome. It honestly, when I'm done crying, I'm like, I feel so much better. All my friends are like, what? Like, you just cried for so long. But there's almost power to it.
Yeah.
But yes, there are times I feel like shit, but I really try my hardest to focus on the good and think, okay, if I'm worrying about something that could happen, what is the good in worrying about it? Well, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. Worrying about it, you'll just stay within your head. You spiral in one place.
Yeah, you start to ruminate, and you're worrying twice.
Exactly. So it did take me a long way to be to where I am. I've always been smiley, but not to the point where I've spread it as my gift. And tapping into that and knowing that my light is changing other people is the driving force, what keeps me going. Yeah.
Did people ever say, Emmie, that they felt your energy or your light or your smiliness was real? Like, do people kind of doubt that? Or did you ever get that
actually,
feedback? That's great.
Which is very special. I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this, because growing up, I mean, I had a great childhood. I love my family, 2 loving parents, a younger brother. This is just always how I've been, just happy-go-lucky, did not care really about the negative, even though I was sensitive to certain things. Like in 4th grade, I was called a crybaby, and like, yes, that affected me. But I just am happy. I'm happy to just be here. I'm very grateful for everything that happens in my life. And yeah, I mean, this is just how I am. And I love that I can make other people feel that energy off of me.
I love
That's
it.
beautiful. And
Thank you.
that makes me happy because I know my mom and I have had a very different, maybe it's like a West Coast thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
West Coast versus East Coast?
Maybe.
And,
like
Shout out East Coast.
Yeah. Seriously.
Because like I feel like we're all, I think that one of the reasons why we're vibing so much is because like we really see and understand each other, and I think real sees real. And I don't know, I mean, we're very like positive people, but we're also very real about which like I don't think my life is amazing. Like I think it is amazing, but I think it's my relationship with uncertainty, my relationship with adversity is what creates this energy and this effect and gratitude to be here and the intention of actually lifting other people up around me, because when we do that, it fuels us. So I think it's really this karmic system that we believe in and is why we are the way that we are. But I think growing up, and especially for me in corporate America and me just having a presence and a voice on social, and my mom has experienced this as well, like people are very judgmental towards our positivity. They don't understand it.
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
But you've gotten it more, I think, because of being in the corporate world. And I hadn't gotten it as much as you have, Sky, but people will say, why are you so happy? Or how are you so happy? Or
Like,
why
it's
are
just
you
fake.
always so
You're a
smiling?
I will say it takes a very special type of person to make that jump into corporate to regardless, into teaching to the Emmy effect. You have to be I don't want to say really positive, but almost like really sure of yourself, regardless if you know what the decision is going, how it's going to play out in your life, knowing that, okay, you have your own back, you know, everything's going to be okay.
You do.
And so it takes a very special person. So that is why you can feel, I mean, people listening, but you can feel the energy between the two of us, the three of us, how special of a person both you and you are.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Question, if you could share any of like your favorite manifestation confidence tips that our audience could apply into like today, like what would that be?
It would be using affirmations. They are so important. They are a very big part of the Emmy Effect workshop. At the beginning of my workshops, the young children it's really young girls, but whoever's in the room they don't know me. I'm a stranger. I come in with a smile on my face the same way I greeted you guys, and they're like, okay, what is about to happen right now? They see my logo big up on the screen, and I share with them, you know, there are some days we feel great. There are also some days we don't feel great. We might feel a little bit down. We might feel down about ourselves. And there's something that I like to do to remind not only myself, but the people around me how special we are. And I have everybody stand up. I tell them to put their hands on their hips and to roll their shoulders back like they have a crown on the top of their head. And there are some kids in the room who are like, okay, I'm into it. And there are other kids who are like, okay. And they're like, what is about to happen? And I say, repeat after me. I'm confident. I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I am enough. I am going to live in the moment today and let nothing stop me. The energy that they then present after doing that, I tell them, sit back down. How do you feel? Every single person, regardless if they stood up super tall or if they kind of were skeptical about it, a smile on their face. They feel better. When you talk to yourself in a positive way, you are changing the way that you think.
Absolutely.
And then are thinking in a more positive light. I do my whole workshop session, all 90 minutes, and then at the end of it, I say, we didn't know each other in the beginning, but now we know each other a little bit more. I want you to stand up again and put your hands on your hips, roll your shoulders back, this time with a little bit more sass and a little bit more energy, because I know that you have it, and repeat after me. And we do those same affirmations, and the tone, the volume, the body language, just overall presence in the room is filled. And it really is understood how important affirmations are. So if you're listening and you need a little pep talk, tell yourself you're beautiful, you're confident. Even if you don't believe it in the moment, the more you say it to yourself, the more real it starts to feel.
Yeah, you're stepping into that person, right? In the moment.
Yeah.
Versus getting caught up in the past narrative and dialogue and inner mean girl, whatever it may be, you're calling that in. And like you said, you have to, you're training yourself.
Yes.
Training yourself to believe that and be that.
Okay, because we love affirmations here. Can you do a regardless one?
Absolutely. Okay.
So fill in the blank. Regardless of any SOS moment, or maybe it's an experience, a limiting belief, whatever it might be, let's rewire that. I am blank. So regardless of any crisis, I am. Who is she?
I have to think about that.
You can think.
I'm gonna think, and you're gonna have to cut out me thinking.
No, it's all good.
Regardless of a crisis.
Or whatever,
just a
anything.
moment, a challenge, a feeling, a belief, anything.
Like, regardless of people who may doubt you, I feel like I can make any dream a reality. Is that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Check.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it happens a lot. There,
So
like you said.
regardless of other people's doubt and how that impacts me, you can, or I will, or I am able to make it a reality. Make my dream a reality.
Yeah.
That's
powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, because there's a lot of outside
There's
noise when someone is not as positive, happy-go-lucky, everything's going to be great. There's a lot of outside noise, but it's up to you as a person to block it out and grow from it. And
I agree, especially just like being in our 20s and any regardless of what age you are. Like, there's so much noise politically from the media, from ourselves, from our parents, from society.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's you against you.
Yeah.
How are you going to live your life? Like, it's happening now.
yeah.
And I think it's just really protecting this space.
Yeah. I would almost phrase it as you with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I don't like the verses.
Yeah, it's you with you.
You with
because
you.
you also have all these little parts in you that we're learning to tend to and take care of. And oftentimes those parts of ourselves, because they come from these limiting beliefs or painful experiences, those are the parts that are kind of acting out at times. So your confident self, the part of you that believes in what you're doing and knows what you're doing, that's that part that's going to be with the little parts.
Yeah.
And be able to take you through that versus against, right? So I love
That's like an example you were saying before. Like, this is literally how I am, that I'll take a negative thing and see how to flip it positively without even realizing I'm doing
Well,
it.
yeah, you've trained yourself
It's a
so
muscle.
much.
Yeah.
It's a pivot, an instant pivot. I think it's almost like what's helpful for me is like, how can I, from this, what can I learn? Like turning it into a question versus like naming it as like, I don't know, well, I suck. Well, this, it's just like, what can I learn from this? What's the gift here? what's the lesson? Like,
what's the gift here? I like
that
that.
to me, like, reminds me that we are in the driver's seat of our life and we can choose how we want to show up, regardless of what's showing up.
Any given moment.
Any given moment. Emmie, should we pull out like 2 cards with like the last couple minutes that we have?
You got it.
So share with us what this is.
So if you're watching, right? You're going to be able to say, hi, everyone. This is the Emmy Effect card game. It takes those affirmations. I'm beautiful. I'm confident. I'm strong. Turns them into question form. Where do you feel the most confident? How do you make a friend feel their strongest? Okay, 2 cards. Let me see. I'll find some good ones.
I love the red.
This is
the red's super fun. Wait, this is a good one.
I mean, it's very on brand with Regardless, so we love it.
I love it. We're aligned. That's what it is. Okay, I picked out 2.
Okay.
Because I felt like after our conversation, these 2 are really special. So the first one says, share something that you're proud of.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Hi, Mom. I am so flipping proud of us, Mom. Whoa. Like, we've taken this concept that honestly is kind of the way that we've navigated, I think, our life as mother and daughter.
Yeah.
And we've really created a framework, a mindset to really like what Regardless is. Like, we took this word and we actually provided context, story, experiences into something that can help so many people. And it's just, I was telling my mom last night, like, this is our legacy, and like I could die today, and I'm like, I'm in alignment.
Say that.
Oh my God.
Drive me.
I know what you mean.
but the fact that like I'm so in alignment, and the only way that like we were able to get here is just moving forward, regardless of what was showing up. And now the fact that we get to share with the world like how to do that for yourself.
Yep.
I'm so proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say, I agree. And I'm so proud of being able to say yes and stepping into the fire, stepping into the discomfort. And even speaking for myself, I'm proud of myself for being in a forum and a space like this where I am very used to doing the one-on-ones, you know, joining someone's life and supporting them from that perspective. But here, being able to, of course, bring our relationship out into the forum of this is so different for me. And I said yes, and it's phenomenal. And I'm so dang proud of you, girl. And it's just so wonderful, too. A bit of this proudness is like emanating towards you, Emmie, because here are these 2 young girls.
Capital.
Right? I mean, look at this.
It's magical.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I love how it's like the Emmy effect. And then what you were saying to me yesterday, it's like Skylar Sorkin, Regardless ends with 2 S's, and then the SOS. And then
I was like, what's your middle name?
Yes.
I was like, if your middle name starts with an O, that will be crazy because SOS. And I'm always thinking.
I wish.
I do the same thing.
I got a creative brain.
Always.
I love it.
Okay. Do you want me to answer this one or you want the second?
I want you to answer it.
I am very proud of the fact that after realizing I did not want to be a teacher, that's a scary jump. You don't know if there's a safety net underneath you when you fully change your career after you become New York State certified. And that was the path I was headed down. So I am very proud of the fact that, I mean, the Emmy Effect turns 1 in May. So this is very, very exciting that I get to share it in different platforms with you guys, with young children, with strangers on the street that I'm smiling at. So just very proud of myself overall.
So proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, next question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you love about yourself?
Mom, you go first because I went first last time.
I love the fact that I can see the good in others. And I love the fact that if even they can't see that, I will help them find it. You know, just by trying to be me, trying to share my heart and seeing that within other people and just pulling that out. So
It's your superpower. One of them.
And I love that I can be kind of funny every now and then.
I love it. I love it. We got real similar ones.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
Really?
It's a certain type of person to be able to even if someone can be so negative, to be able to see that light within them. So I love what you said. So I'm going to think of something else. You go.
Okay. What do I love most about myself, or what do I love about myself? I'm just gonna give you
interpret it
one.
either way you want.
Okay. I think I love my relationship, and this is on theme, on
Yeah.
par, with uncertainty.
I like it.
I think
That's insightful. I like that
Really?
one.
I really love that about me, because I think it's a little, I'm a little delulu.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of my most favorite parts about myself.
Uh-huh.
Like, regardless of not knowing how I'm gonna show up, I show up.
Yep.
Like,
You never know what could happen.
Yes, you just
I don't give
do
a fuck.
it, right? You don't. You know.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I think that's why I'm
love
like
it.
here,
Yep.
because
That's
I've
what
just
brought you here.
I don't care about rejection. I do, it affects me. I'm human, but
Yeah.
like I'd rather grow. I'd rather grow.
Yeah, and I really just can I piggyback
Yeah,
on that?
please do.
I love how you put yourself in any situation and you just step in. Like sometimes I'm like, dang, girl.
Huh? Even
and
before, when there was someone here, you were like, "Let's connect. We're gonna talk." I was like, "Oh my
yeah.
she's
You
full
are
force.
human connector. You
Yeah.
Oh,
literally
yeah.
are. Literally, that's true.
Okay, now your turn.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Last one.
What do I love about myself? I love that I can remain positive in negative situations. I mean, it takes a lot of brain power and strength to be able to look at something and say, okay, everything's going to be okay. Like you were saying, with uncertainty, you do not know what's coming next. But instead of looking at it in a negative, look at it in a positive. It could be amazing on the other side.
Yeah,
And
what if it does work out?
what if it does?
is all good?
Yep.
Yeah, you're like a lighthouse in like stormy weather.
Thank you.
Because it's gonna be there, but you're grounded.
Mm-hmm.
You know your truth. You know your worth.
Yeah.
And you just
That's
will
such a nice
emanate that
compliment.
out, right? It's like until people find their way. So I
love it.
so
I'm gonna tell my mom
appreciate
that after this.
And I'm so like grateful for Instagram, because I've met
right?
so many friends.
Yeah.
Like literally, we would not meet without IG.
Yep.
You're incredible.
Thank you. You are incredible. Both of you are incredible. This was amazing.
Like, I think this really helped. I think both my mom and I like flipped the script and pivot today. We woke up a little bit emotional, and this, thank you for reminding us why we're here, why we do what we do, and just bringing the girlies together.
Yep. I love it. Thank you for
Love
having me.
it.
I'm honored.
New episodes drop every Monday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.